Okay guys, this will be the second part of timing belt and water pump water pump replacement on a Toyota Sienna 2007 with a 3.3 engine. In the first video, which I will put the link on the bottom of this one, you will see all the removal. I got everything cleaned up. I'm about to replace the seals and start to install everything. I want to show you what we got from Toyota. We got the water pump, we got the timing belt, I got the two dry belts outside for the power steering and the air conditioning. I got the three seals, two for the cams and one for the crankshaft. One is the idler and the other one is the tensioner that has a bearing and the hydraulic tensioner. So we also have the thermostat with a gasket. Also in the first part you will see when I remove those. So okay, I will show you how the process will go on this video. Right now I installed the water pump. That's very easy. It has 310 millimeter, at least that's the socket that you use. When I always said, like 10-12 millimeters, I'm talking about the socket or wrench size that you need. It has 3 bolts and 3 nuts. It's pretty easy. Just get the specifications. I use Identifix to get all the torque specifications and everything, and then I put the new seals, the bolts on the cover, and the crankshaft seal as well. Let me show you what I use to get the seals in place. I use this. This is a motor assembly grease. It's very good. It's kind of like a white grease. It's very gentle on the seals. That lets you install them without damaging. That's what you see here. And it makes them last longer as well too. Alright, timing belt is in. I had the tensioner installed, all the pulleys and the idler tight. I have not released the pin from the tensioner, neither tight the tensioner, because I just put them in place. As you can see, I'm just spinning it by hand. One thing I like to do is before you remove that pin, or I remove the pin, I double check all the marks, make sure the car is in timing. It's not really that much of an issue if you remove the pin and by any chance the car is not in timing. What you got to do is take it to a press and slowly push it in. Don't do it quick because you will damage it, and then just reinstall that pin. It's like a secure pin to put them to keep it in place. If you're using the original timing belt as I am right now, the timing belt has a direction, so you can use the timing belt marks as well. As you can see, the arrow right here. Let's see if my phone is focusing in there. My camera, okay. See, the arrow is facing forward, to the front. It's the front of the engine, and it has so we have a mark for the right camshaft sprocket. Same thing on the back. Let me show you that with the mirror. A second. Let me see if I can. Actually, it looks like I am off. Yeah, you see, that's very important because, as you will see, I just installed the timing belt and my mark in the back is off. So that is why it's so important. The belt is in time, but the rear camshaft is off. If I were to remove that, I have to remove the tensioner, put them into the vise and push it in. That's not off, at least much. So I got to reset that. Well, let me show you the other mark. In the first video I showed that in the crankshaft the rear of the gear has a dot. See if you can see it in there. Okay, perfect. As you can see in there, you have a dot inside the gear, but again, if you're using the original timing belt, in the front of the gear there is also a dot, as you can see right there, and then the white lines on the timing belt has to align exactly with that. So I have to correct that rear cam. Probably move it, when I was kind of like tightening by hand the belt, but so far as that is not an issue. That's why I like to always check my timing. All right, Right now I got the timing belt on place as it should be. Let me show you on the rear mirror. Okay, let me see if I can get a good image of that. It's a little hard to get the light and everything in there. Okay, perfect. Well, I don't know if you guys can see the yellow line in there. Position that is a little bit okay, perfect. Now let me show you the yellow line to the pulley. It's a little hard to focus. Okay, so you can see that I am in line with the rear cam, and the cam is in line with the the rear cover. Same thing. Well, I don't need a mirror for this one. Same thing is in here, and again the bottom one, that yellow mark. Let me focus on that with the belt. So I remove the pin from the tensioner and tie the tensioner right here. So now what I have to do is just spin the engine a couple of turns, recheck the timing. The tensioner adjusts by itself, so this will be how you set up the timing on a Toyota with the original timing belt. Right now I'm just going to install, you know, the bracket for the motor mount, which I have to refresh the threads. We had that problem before. These uses two long bolts that just get rusted inside the other part. There's an aluminum bracket, and I have to fix those. So by the timing is done, I also have to put the thermostat housing in the thermostat, but everything is going smooth. Right now I'm fixing the threads on that vase for the motor mount. This is what I want to show you. We use the top and die. I have one already. Clean all the threads very good. They're going nice and smooth. It looks like it's fine. And for the bolt, I use this. As you can see, it was just very dirty. I wanted to also, I'm going to use the anti-seize grease, the one they use for like the muffler bolts, to fill up these long bolts in here through the brackets. Let me show you the bracket I'm talking about. I really tried to clean it as much as I could, because I was all these dots in here. You can see that was coming from this bracket. It's just a very bad design. I mean, super long bolts for this space. Very not well done from Toyota on that, but it's not that major. Okay, so I fixed the threads, I clean it up, and going to install everything. Timing belt is on, covers are installed. Again, they're just plastic covers attached with like a 10mm socket bolts all the way around. They're like 2, 4, and 8 total, including the ones on the bottom. I also put the bracket, you know, for motor mount that also holds and hides the water pump. These bolts are through the water pump, so that's very important. I already put the crankshaft pulley. It's a 22mm socket. It's 100 pounds plus some degrees. I have it in the specifications. I mean 90 pounds plus some degrees or something like that is in the specifications. And I tied up the I put the power steering pulley and pump. It's very easy. Two 12mm socket bolts in here, and they're 8mm bolts, but 12mm the head for the socket. And then the one that I pointed to you before is kind of here on the back. I still gotta tie that one up. So let me actually get a small ratchet. Let me get a wrench. I mean a socket for that before I forget. That is very easy to get from the top. I think it's too small, maybe. It's a regular. Sorry for the shaking, but I'm holding the camera with my hand, and I'm trying to get the socket and the ratchet with the other one. Okay, let's see if I can get it. bolt. You can see it. Car installed. Gotta go by feeling. Okay, got it now. I know where it is. Okay, so the upper one is tight. Then now you can reset the wiring on those plastic and metal holding. Make sure it's in the right place on the back as well. I connected that one with the camera in my hand. I will now install the alternator, the front belt, and the thermostat. Right now it's looking more like a ready car than before. Okay, I got the alternator installed, the motor mount and all the brackets are, you know, pretty much self-explanatory, you know, a couple of 14s. Like I said, I don't know if you can see here on the video, but I put the anti-seize grease on the hole. You can see a little bit. Let me see if I can focus the camera there. Let me do a little bit of a zoom. This is the focus on the end, but you'll see the grease on there too. At least trying to prevent that from happening again. I already installed the thermostat as well. It's 3 number 10 nuts in there. Put the hoses for the radiator. I have not put the coolant. I already installed at least the bottom of the air filter. Connect all the little electrical connections. One thing that I like to do always is since I haven't installed the coolant on the car, I always make sure I got the cap off, because if the cap is there, coolant is not there. Same thing I do with the engine oil. Like that, I will never forget to put the fluid on the car. Very important. Alright, so I'm gonna put the filter, put the cowl the cowl cover, the wipers, and start the car. Alright, car is running. I fill the coolant. There's a little bit of a ticking from a lifter, but that is very normal in some Toyota, especially with 157,000 miles. And I don't know how the oil is in here. Like, I mean, life-wise, level-wise, it's good, but it sounds very good. It's very stable. What I'm going to do is let it warm up and recheck the coolant after it cools down. I did pressurize the system just to make sure I didn't have any leaks on the hoses and so on, and everything is good. You know, the ticking is now going away. I have still to put the undercover, the tire, and all the cowl space and wipers and so. But engine is good, so let me finish and see how it goes. Alright, car is done. I put all the cowl space, wipers, sensors connected. It's ready. I already started, so you guys heard it. So I'm gonna still have to put the tire in the undercover, but I'm not gonna show that in the video. That is just so simple that it's not really necessary. So again, I hope you guys like the video. Please thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day.